My name's Charles Brown, or people call me Charlie Brown. And I'm from Danbury, North Carolina, which is right below Virginia. And I do 18th century high tanning, hunting, camping, trekking. What do you mean to say? We'll go from there.
Okay, so like this is how people in Western North Carolina would have lived in like the 1800s.
No, this actually, my period is 1750 to 60.
Ooh,
right.
Dang.
So we were like the first settlers going through the mountains, and I portray a long hunter. We're the hunters that would go in the woods for like 2 to 6 months at a time, and we would kill deer, skin them, and send the hides back to the settlements.
And get money and trade for it.
We'd usually get $1 a hide.
And that's how they got the term?
Yeah, $1.
That's awesome.
So,
so like all this stuff is culturally accurate, or?
Oh yeah. Like, this is why going back in the woods, just usually one pack horse. This is about all we would carry, just a shot pouch, of course our gun, always have a knife and a...
Getting a shot of that nice gun, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, and so we would head in the woods, going light as possible, usually carrying just one little cooking pot and rice, parched corn,
now,
jerky.
Well, how were the relations with the natives, with like hunters like you? Like,
well, you can imagine we were strangers moving in on their hunting land, especially. So they didn't like it because we were taking out their game. That's what they had to live on. And
yeah, I can imagine.
So they weren't happy. But we did help some out with the trade. You know, we provided metal tools and guns and shot and powder. So we made friends with some, but for the most part, we weren't well received.
Cherokee were the biggest?
Cherokee, Shawnee, yeah, in this area.
When did you kill this bird? Like this morning?
Well, matter of fact, coming across the mountains, yeah, we had to have it for supper. No, killed it last year, and we killed it with this flintlock, doing the primitive hunt thing.
And you just like froze it?
No, it has a body in it, and the head's freeze dried because I carry it around at different events.
Gotcha.
And a lot of people haven't seen a turkey.
That's sad.
Close up.
Dude, I saw like 20 turkeys fighting this like spring when it was awesome. It was one of the coolest things I'd ever seen.
Toms.
Oh, there was one big tom, some jakes, and there were hens. Hens were getting in the mix of it.
So the turkey, I love turkey hunting. I usually kill 1 or 2 every year with the flintlock, hunting primitive. And this one was killed at 31 yards. It's a 21-pound turkey.
That's a big bird.
Yeah.
So culturally, I'm trying to think of how to word this. Like, you guys were basically like loners, and this was your biggest profession. This was how like you survived.
That's well, you know, with the early settlers and your ancestors, most of them were frontiersmen, of course, but there were a few like Daniel Boone. They just had that urge to see what was on over the next mountain. So there were a few that really just had to live out in the woods, and they're the ones that became the long hunters and stayed out in the woods, some of them a year at a time. And matter of fact, one time Daniel Boone came back home. He had grown a beard. His wife didn't even recognize him.
I'd imagine that'd do it to you. Well, this is all great, sir, and